It's funny what so-called scientists do now, and they don't notice their own lack of objectivity, their personality pathologies, creating intellectual chauvinism in them. I'm watching for the first time ClimateAdam, one word, and Adam has a capital A as well as the C for climate on YouTube. I'm up to 13 minutes of an 1822 video, and it's called Climate Scientist Responds to, he's pronouncing it Sabina, I want to say Sabine, on the climate sensitivity that she did not that long ago that I posted on Facebook. So I'll post this on Facebook instead of my YouTube, or I'll put on my YouTube maybe for a schedule to come at a much later time. But, and again, it's nice that he's making the difference between weather and climate. And he's kind of praising Sabina, and he keeps mentioning Just Have a Think, which is another guy called David, I think, who has Just Have a Think, and I watch a lot of his videos. But you can tell as well with them that they, nobody wants to go to the worst case scenario, and that's irresponsible because, I mean, it's the worst case scenario that you want to be preparing for. So to actually say, oh, we're jumping too fast, scientists don't all agree, and this is a celebrity, that's why his paper was, became famous. But he doesn't realize this Adam and Sabina and David, that they are celebrities and that it's gone to their heads. For example, what he doesn't get, that I've been saying for many years, and I even wrote letters to the government saying we need to fix this, so you can get, not just celebrity climate scientists in the future, but some that actually might become public servants or pro-life, by putting aside through their own personal development, like doing life skills lessons, counseling, undergoing the maturation process that happens. Let's say you take a course with others that sometimes might be just glorified life skills lessons, but super expensive in a hotel, like I did with Pursuit of Excellence, and just put yourself out there transparently in front of a big group of people you might admire, and that'll bring some personal development and some self-awareness. But what I said to many people over the years, including in my first time capsule, I think, is our best Earth system scientists aren't good at what they do because we are just starting to decide it's an important thing as a human chauvinistic species to think, we already know everything, or we're the center of the universe. So we're just starting to learn. So again, when he's saying that we know about past climate from ice samples or tree rings or whatever it is, that is limited to, let's say, what was going on in the atmosphere, let's say. But what about the oceans? For example, there's a lot of things in their models that are missing, especially if you go really far back, or you want to simulate how good a model is by going far back thinking you know what was happening. So there's a lot we need to learn. So one thing I've been saying, and of course I'm not a celebrity, and I don't plan to be, because it's dangerous, I want to keep my mind more objective, is there are many components to these climate models that we don't even know should be incorporated. And one of the things I mentioned in the last year is how the oceans have various components, both biological but also chemical, and of course they're interconnected, so they will impact each other, that affect the albedo of the ocean surface. And that's just one thing. Start with this. Start studying this. And this is not easily understood or measured or analyzed through the types of samples of past climate that you've been working with so far. So that's one way to say it. But also, as soon as you figure out about this, you might find that you're starting to detect it now. that the ocean, of course, it has to be very sensitive, so you have to be very advanced already to pick up these sensitive changes that will accelerate, is the albedo effect of the ocean will need to change to compensate for the Earth's cybernetics to continue to be pro-life for the evolution of life on this planet by keeping the average temperature range within a particular level. And again, people have to keep not just saying the difference between weather and climate, but also say the difference with using temperature changes globally. Because again, that impacts different parts of the world differently, and even at different times has things changed, like where the atmospheric rivers will now be, or where the colder or warmer ocean currents will now travel. And even if, we have to admit there's plenty of gaps in the ozone layer, and they will be shifting as well. And you have to kind of say, well, this global average temperature is just to tell us this or monitor this. But it doesn't tell us how some parts of the Earth might have vital, vital living organs for the planet, vital cybernetic tipping points in certain places. And that it's not the global average temperature that's happening there. It could be much colder or much warmer in those places. And we need to start talking about this even to people that are just starting to learn as untrained scientist people. Like, I've decided I probably will soon subscribe to Brilliant and learn more things about a lot of different things. As a systems thinker, I know it can only benefit me. But I mean, like, Sabine gets on my nerves with her capitalism, and so does David, who doesn't realize from Just Have a Think how much it is. So recently, for example, I saw that some badminton coaches create wonderful videos, and they answered the first comment I wrote, which was a compliment, of course. So it's easier to respond to that. But they also had a code for Brilliant, and I'm more likely to support them in doing it, putting their code to get a discount, for example. So they are, in a way, with their attitude of, I know the most, and that person's really nice, and I've talked to them before, and that person's the celebrity, and I'm not. Dude, you've got 45.3 thousand subscribers. So yeah, you are a celebrity too, and it has a significant impact on how you are speaking in your videos. So you have to notice this, okay? ClimateAdam, I don't know, I could put this on some sort of link that you will see as a note and kind of understand yourself a bit more.